And that's why I never read the comments.
I'm like, I just want to I'm not even.
You look amazing tonight. I love what you're wearing.
The Holly sandwich.
Oh my God, girl. I have an angry clown fetish.
But that's hard. Unless it's an NBA team or something.
No, that was so crazy to me. I was like, whoa. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Holly Randall Unfiltered. We are doing a very special edition here at the AVN show in Las Vegas. This episode is, of course, brought to you by Strip Chat, the world's #1 adult live streaming platform. If you are a girl looking to get into camming, or if you're a fan who just wants to have some fun with some of the hottest men and women and everything in between on the internet, make sure that you go and check them out. Do me a favor, go follow them on Instagram. They just launched a new account. It's scworld.official. All right, so my guest today has been in the industry for over 25 years. And if you think that that means she's done one thing, think again. Performer, domme, producer, director, talent agent, talent liaison. She's worked on camera, off camera, and everywhere in between. She's also the creator of XXX Tryouts, where your average Joe discovers very quickly whether or not they are built for this industry. Let's welcome Isis Love.
Hello.
Hi.
25 years. Oh my God.
If it makes you feel any better, it's 27 for me. So
it's 27 for me this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so you and I are neck and neck.
Yeah.
So it's not 25 years, it's 27 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to dock you those extra 2 years of experience.
I'm just aging myself a little more here. It's so weird though,
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like that long.
Yeah.
And so much has changed, but we're still here.
I know. So much has changed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How you've achieved this longevity. What do you think has allowed you to last this long when other people have burned out?
I learned from the very beginning about burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I got into the industry I was already a MILF. I was a young mom, and I was actually homeless. And so I just kind of started to work a lot of different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the jobs was with a girl that was like, hey, I'm shooting porn. Do you want to, come down and do some porn with me? And I was like, it's a huge, long story to that. But I was like, how much does it pay? You want to hear it?
We can hear it. I mean, I realized actually in my questions, I don't have the how did you get into porn question, which is the default standard start the podcast question. So yeah.
Homeless, young, teen mom. It was interesting because people say oh, she does porn. She probably something happened to her bad or, she has daddy issues, but I don't. It was a situation where I was homeless and then I got pregnant. And
were you homeless, couch surfing homeless?
Yeah. So it was more I had a great childhood and then I got pregnant and then my family was like, if you keep this baby, you have to go and be an adult on your own.
Mm.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was living under the train tracks in Albany, California.
Oh my God.
I was eating out of trash cans.
Wow.
And I found
when you were pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
17 and pregnant. Yep.
Girl.
And then I found a laundromat that was open 24 hours and actually had a payphone. I don't know if people know what payphones are anymore.
I know what payphones are.
And it had a payphone and that payphone had incoming calls. And so I was pregnant and living in this laundromat at night because there was nobody in there and it was warm in the wintertime. And I was telling my friends hey, if you need anything or if I can spend the night, call me on this number. It was a payphone number.
Oh my God.
At the laundromat. But from there, I was really just gung-ho about working and trying to figure out what I needed to do. And there was at one point where I finally saved up $400, which was a huge thing. I was working at a restaurant, saved up $400 and I bought a car.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living in the car with my then child, my baby. He was a baby.
So I'm assuming the dad's obviously not around. Dad's not in the picture.
No.
Okay.
And so I was living in the car with my baby and I was like crying.
I'm just thinking about like when my daughter was a baby, like, I mean, I can't even imagine how you did that.
You know, it was also a different time
Yeah.
than I think. A lot has changed in the world and society and just everything's so fast now. But
yeah.
So I was living there and I was crying one day and I was like, oh, I gotta put you up for adoption. I want you to have like a better life. I need you to have a better life. And then I was just like looking at him sleeping in his car seat and I was like, why can't I do it? Why can't I give him a better life? I'm going to do anything it takes to make sure he has the best life possible. And I was like, I'm going to work every single job. I'm a true Jamaican. I had 13 jobs. I probably still have 13 jobs now.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah. I just worked and I kept adding things in and I was bartending, doing makeup at a makeup counter, working in a security eye room at the mall. Like literally anything I could do, I did. And then that included me working the door at a strip club, then becoming a dancer, then meeting a stripper who was in the porn industry. And she came to work one day and was like, she was like all done up and I was like, oh, you're not supposed to be on schedule because this is back when we had schedules. And she was like, yeah, I had a shoot canceled today. And I was like, what was it? She was like, it was just a girl scene and it paid $400. I was like, $400? I'll fuck you for $400. Words that came out of my mouth. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I love girls. Like, I'll fuck you for free. $400. That's even better. She was like, hold that thought. She went in the office. We didn't have like cell phone access like that. It was flip phone. I think we barely, I don't even think we had flip phones then. But yeah, so she called the people and she like made up some story. She was like, hey, I know the girl canceled for my shoot, but my real life girlfriend said that she's down to shoot. And I did my first girl scene. And I remember walking, like her friend came to pick us up. We went to this house.
So this is like a split second decision.
Split second. I was like, $400. My rent was only $425 at that time. So I had a house. Not a house, but like an apartment.
Yeah.
I had a 1-bedroom. My son had the room and I slept in the living room. But I was like, $400, that pays my rent. And that means everything else can go towards saving. And that's how I always thought that like this covers these bills. Everything else can go towards saving for his future, saving for this, saving to help to do more, you know?
Right.
And walked in this house and I was like, this is the biggest house I've ever been in. And it was just like such a, like looking back at it now, it was almost like a dream experience. So it wasn't like real, you know?
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, they gave us the scenario. I went in and they were like, and then you're going to eat her pussy. And I was like, cool. And I like just went in and they're like, no, from the side. I was like, what do you mean? What? Who eats pussy from the side?
You gotta open up.
I didn't know.
Yeah, of course.
So I learned that day. It was like crash course in like how to show the world, you know,
Yeah.
that you like pussy.
Do you remember what brand it was for? What
No.
company?
And all I remember is the girl's name was Princess. Thanks, Princess. I don't remember the name of the company. I do know that I had a pager at the time. Again, gave them my pager number. And like a week later, I got a page and they were like, hey, do you want to come in and do another shoot? But we need your test this time because it's not your girlfriend. And I was like, what are you talking about, test?
Oh, of course.
And that's why she had said that I was her real life girlfriend.
Right. Because then you didn't have to test.
I had no idea about testing.
Right.
And that it's like from there to now with testing. Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, back then that wouldn't fly now, but yeah.
Yeah. So, so here I am 27 years later.
Wow. That's amazing. And so, okay. So then you went back and then you did another shoot and then it just kind of like snowballed from there.
Yeah. And so here's something about the longevity, right? So I started to meet other girls in the industry and they were shooting 6 days a month, 10 days a month, 20 days a month. Some girls were doing double days. They were shooting they had a scene in the daytime. They had a scene at night. In my first couple years in the industry, I only shot girl. And I think I only shot 6 to 10 scenes a year. And it was only when I was like, oh, I could use a little extra money to pay for Christmas. The holidays are coming up. I'd like to help my family with something or do something for somebody. It was never intended to be a full-time thing. And oddly enough, it still has never been a full-time thing for me ever, which is weird because my name comes from the industry, but the industry has always been my secondary or my part-time thing. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm still here. I didn't burn out in the beginning. I didn't get shot out. Remember, everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to get shot out." But girl, that's what was happening. And then they would shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And then they shot for every company in 3 months. And then nobody shot them for 6 to 9 months. And you're like, where am I going to get my next paycheck? Well, I never did that. I always was like saving money for a rainy day. Have this job, make sure you have insurance, have this job.
Yeah.
And I think that's helped with the longevity, is never having it be 100% full-time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It helps, like, I don't have burnout like people do.
And
it's
good to have that balance too, right? And also, probably do other things. You feel like there's some people get so, I think, trapped in the industry that, and I mean, obviously there's a stigma that goes along with it. And they find that if it's time to pivot, they want to pivot. They have nowhere to go. They've built no foundation in anything else.
They get lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people get caught up with, I think, the money of it. It's hard when you can make a couple $100 a minute doing adult entertainment, and then you go to a job and you're making $30 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually a good rate, right? Like a lot of people don't get that much.
Yeah, that's actually, because I don't know what minimum wage is right now. I'm from California. I think ours was a little bit higher than the norm, but the cost of living is like
higher.
So high,
absolutely.
But I've always had some kind of source of income that's not adult related. And there's been times where I've taken 2 years off of shooting and just gone to school and actually had a regular job-ish, worked at a nightclub in Vegas, done bottle service, bartending, like everything, just to kind of, I don't want to say ground myself, but like,
not put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and just like have just integrate maybe different types of work and life and experiences. I really like experience. So I have ADHD of life. That's what it is.
Speaking of experiences, so you've done like pretty much everything in the industry, right? Performer, dom, producer, director, agent, talent liaison. What role taught you the most about how this industry really works?
Definitely a combination of being a performer and being a director. So having a team, shooting from start to finish, seeing everything that goes into it behind the camera, from creating the scene. Because I was a director producer when I was at the company in San Francisco, and I worked 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day, and then go home and work. I got to put together the scene. I didn't have script writers. I had to write the script, put the plot together, meet with the gaffing people, meet with the set designer, put everything together for maybe the 2 shoots that I was doing that week. Just kind of seeing all the moving parts and how all the cog wheels come together, and from the idea of something to creating it and making sure you have like the right talent to create it, and making sure that talent is like okay with what you're doing, especially because it was a lot of fetish stuff that I was doing originally. So, but I think the combination of those two coming together in the middle, my experience on camera and behind the camera, have really meshed well to give me the most insight on how to work the cog, how to grind that wheel.
What do people misunderstand the most about the difference between being on camera and running things behind the scenes?
I'm going to be 100% honest. I think it's easier to be on camera.
Thank you so much for that, because as a reformed director and producer, Jesus fucking Christ, it's so much work and it pays significantly less.
So much less.
And it's like a lot. I don't know if I would say it's less thankful, but like you have to really love directing to like stay in it. Especially if as a performer, you have the option to just be a performer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, It's a lot of work.
There's days that you work and work and work and work and work, and you don't get paid for any of those days.
Nope.
And you're like, what am I doing this for?
Yep.
And you just got to like stay on track. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the thing is that what I think some people don't understand about the adult industry versus like the mainstream industry is that we don't have the same budgets.
Mhm.
So like a mainstream, like you'll have several producers, right? You'll have like an executive producer, a line producer, a story producer, and all these people take care of very specific parts of the project, right? So
Yeah.
everybody's very specialized.
Mhm.
But like an adult, like you're just the producer. And usually if you're the director, you're also the producer.
And now the videographer.
Yeah, sometimes that
and
too.
sometimes the editor.
Yeah, and sometimes you're the PA. I mean, I can't tell you how many like fucking puddles of cum I've like cleaned up off the couch because,
You're like, oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, there's a little lube coming out of your butt.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, let me
it's
get that
like
for you.
everything. It's just like there's so many things that need to get done and there just isn't the money to hire the staff. So you just have to take it on yourself.
You really have to love what you do in order to be behind the camera in any aspect, you know?
Mhm.
It's a lot harder to be part of a production team than it is to, and I'm not saying that porn is easy.
Yeah.
By far, it's still one of the hardest jobs that I've done. It's hard on your body, your emotions, how people look at you, misconceptions in general. And you have to have a really strong head, strong thoughts, and you have to really love yourself to know that a lot of the bad things that people are saying about you is really about them and not about you.
Mhm.
You know, it's a lot
Yeah.
of deflection.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for me to like show up, see my script. Hair and makeup is probably one of my favorite parts of the day because you get to like relax and just meditate and be in your own little world.
hmm
And then you get to have fun. You get to act. For me, it's about having fun and acting out the scene and bringing this person's idea to life. Like, is this what you want? Is this how you want me to be? Is this what you want to see? Let me do this for you. Let me take what's in your head and make it a reality so everybody else can see it. That's fun for me.
Yeah.
Production, oh my God. And then if you have like people working for you, then you're responsible for other people that are adults.
Yeah. And you got to like do all the little things that get like production insurance, liability insurance,
all the legal stuff, all the
boring
paperwork,
shit.
all the taxes. You should be doing your taxes anyway. Do your
Yeah.
taxes. I don't care what you do your taxes. But
Oh, God.
yeah.
Strip chat is so easy, but it's not simple.
The interface is unmatched
Really user-friendly.
for the users, for the models on there.
It's easy to get on, easy to make friends.
You can stream while you're away. You just need your phone. You don't need all the equipment.
You maybe have 1,000 viewers and it was like, oh my God, for real, 1,000 people are watching me.
Just building those connections with our fans.
The energy and the people, I love it.
So you've taken all of that experience and you have brought that into a new original idea, which is XXX Tryout. So tell us a little bit about like how that idea came to life and how you started on that.
So for however many years that we started having social media, Twitter, and before we had Facebook and Tumblr. Do you remember Tumblr?
Oh, yes, I remember Tumblr.
We had a little bit more freedom, I feel like, in being able to speak about things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would get on there and go, hey, Isis, how do I get in the industry? How do I shoot with you? I want to become a porn star.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a chick, it was super easy. I'm like, go talk to this agency.
Mm-hmm.
That was easy. If it was a guy, I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what do I tell them, you know? I had no idea. And just over the years, I've probably had hundreds of thousands of messages like, put me on. I want to be in a porn with you. I want to perform with you. You're my favorite performer. How can I fuck you?
Yes,
on camera?
one of the reasons that I don't check my DMs because it's just full of that.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them don't even live in the country.
A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
I was talking to my business partner about it because we have other ventures that we do together. And I was like, let's do this is what I was trying to figure out earlier. I don't want to call it a fuck-a-fan because it's not necessarily a fuck-a-fan. However, in certain situations, I guess it could be.
Because they were a fan and then they
Because-
get to have sex with the
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
But now it's more it came after when there was content creators, and these content creators like, hey, I want to get into mainstream. So they would hit me up like, hey, I have a page. I'd love to shoot content with you. And I'm like, I don't know who you are, dude. And I don't want to fly to Chicago and stay with you for 3 days and shoot content for 3 days. Like, how could I do this kind of safely? And then the same thing with, you know, my number one fans that are like, I have a great dick, and, you know, maybe I've video chatted with you at some point and I've seen your dick, and yeah, you have a great dick for porn. You should bring that dick on down. Let's, you know,
bring that dick on down.
But it kind of like escalated with that. And then me asking people on my platforms, like just kind of putting my feelers out there, like, is this something that would actually work? And then I was talking with my business partner. We're like, you know what? There's so many people in the industry that you see, they all kind of, not that they have a similar look, but a lot of them have this big giant dick, and it's really not real world sex.
Yeah.
It's really not real world. Like, it's not what we see, what we do. It's not what we do in the real world. And all these people are like, I could fuck you better than that guy did. And I saw this scene and he fucked your ass, and I could fuck you better than that guy did. And then it became like well, let's see if the average guy can live up to his words. Let's see. You know, let's bring him down. And that's where our slogan came in. Do you have what it takes?
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, I could be a porn star. I could do that. I could fuck you better than this guy. You're my number one porn star. I've been watching you for the past 10 years, for the past 20 years. And I know what you like. I know how to please you. I'm like, all right, just come on down. You know, do you have what it takes? And that's that's kind of how it came. And the first thing we did was reach out to some of the people that had been in the DMs. Hey, are you serious about this? Do you really want to come and shoot your shot? And then we're like, okay, well, this is what you have to do. And then we did it. We created basically a reverse casting couch.
Wow.
And then we had girls starting to DM us.
Right.
And they're like, hey, I want to get in porn. Like, can I come and audition? And we were like, yeah. So we actually made like another side of it for females to come and audition. And then we have a couple gay guys that are asking. So we're setting that up. And we've been talking to just some people, and we're like, let's just do it for everybody. Let's make it open for everybody.
Right.
Some trans people are like, I want to shoot porn. I'm like, let's fucking do it.
Bring that dick on down.
Bring that dick on down. That dick, that pussy, whatever it is, like, bring it on down.
Let's talk about like the first or one of the first scenes that you did. Like, how did that go? And how does it go? Did they try out with you, or do you hire talent, or did it start that way and now you hire talent? Like,
it was just me behind the camera with a little video camera, like, okay, here we go. And but also like just years of like directing and working, I was like, let's set up safety cams and a B cam. So we have the cams. The first one, I had myself there, and then I had one of my friends who is a performer. I was like, hey, do you think you'd do me a favor? Can you run the B cam? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then I had another one of my friends. I'm like, hey, can you help me run this or help me set this up? And he's like, yeah, sure. So it was like kind of my friends just helping me out doing stuff. And myself and my business partner were like, okay, let's see how this goes. And the guy that he had done a little bit of content creating, a little bit of POV stuff. The girl that we shot him with, they actually met on a dating app.
okay.
And he was like, oh my God, I know who you are. You're a porn star. And she was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
fuck, you know. And then he's like, I'd love to fuck you. And then she was like, hey, Isis, there's this guy. There's this guy.
Let's monetize this shit.
Monetize it, yeah. And I was like, okay. And so we ended up having communication, and he was like, yeah, I'll go get tested. We told him exactly how to get tested and where to go and what IDs to bring and what clothes to wear and everything, because, you know, nobody knows these things behind the in the beginning, you know, the pre stuff that comes before the shoot. And so he showed up, and he was just like stars in his eyes, like in love with this girl. Like, oh my God, like I am I'm going to go for it. Like, I'm fucking this girl. She's hot. And then there was an Isis Love there. And he was like, I know who you are. And I was like, okay, well, do a good job. And maybe you could shoot with me. And we interviewed him. And he was nervous, but confident, you know? We started shooting and he was not doing so well.
Yeah.
You know?
When it starts, it's, I had a show called Adult Film School for Playboy TV. And it was like amateur couples. And the deal was like they could never have shot porn before. And a lot of them are swingers and same kind of thing.
Yeah, we get a lot of swingers.
Yeah, the guys would come in and be like, yeah, I can do this. I've had sex in front of tons of people. Like, but having sex like at a party with like music and like a vibe and maybe you've had a couple of drinks is totally different than having sex on set with like sound and like lights and like everyone staring at you.
And then somebody coming in for the POV over your shoulder and like you're trying to fuck this girl and like you got this guy's arms wrapped around you. Like it's a different world.
Yes.
What you see at home is through a lens, but what we see is there's a whole, you know, there's a whole production coming together and there's so many bodies. And I'm like, oh my God. But he was having a hard time. The funniest part about it was at this time, I didn't know that I was going to have my crew step in. And then I was like, God, he's having a really hard time. But he kept saying like, I love her porn. I love watching her get fucked. I love like this, that, and the other. And I was like, we're running out of time. I rented this location. I have all the things. I have all the people here. I looked at my two guys and I'm like, hey, are either one of you tested? And they were both like, yeah, I am. And then I asked the girl, I was like, hey, I need some content. So I'm going to get content no matter what. Like I'm paying you to be here. And I was like, are you guys like, do one of you guys want to jump in? And I talked to her about it and she was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I told the guy, I was like, you can just sit down and chill, like take a beat and let me have one of my guys come in and show you how it's done and teach you like what to do. And so one of my guys jumped in there. They shared tests, you know, one of my guys jumped in there and the tryout guy sat down in a chair and was watching and his dick got hard.
Of course it did.
I was like, that's what you like. You like watching her. He went into his space, his I'm at home watching space. And he got out of his head of being in front of the camera, being in front of the lights, and he was able to relax. And like now it's like something different. Now it's like, oh shit, like I'm watching this person that I jack off to all the time get fucked live in front of me. His dick got hard. And I was like, is it okay if he jumps back in? And she was like, yeah, bring him in. And then
bring that dick on down.
And then it turned into a boy girl.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is crazy because it's real and it's on the fly. And now because of everything that's happened during all of our shoots, little things happen here and there that I'm like, okay, I need to add this into like the checklist, the boundary checklist. Like, is it okay? Is this going to happen? And now I always have a backup guy on deck. We call him our on deck guy. You know, who's on deck for today?
You don't make the joke who's on deck?
Whose dick is on deck?
Whose dick is on deck?
Yeah, it's not even them. It's just their dicks.
Right.
But we've had some crazy things happen on set and it's probably the most reality. It's just, it's the most real set I've been on. There's a lot of places where like I work and obviously the crew can't just jump in on, you know?
Yeah.
But this is something that's discussed beforehand now. Like, hey, if your tryout guy fails, one of my guys comes in and shows him how it's done. If the tryout guy can jump back in and complete the scene, is that okay? Is this okay? Here's the test ahead of time. Here's the test for everybody ahead of time. You want to choose one of the guys on set? Who do you want on deck? So I know whose dick is on deck.
Right.
And it's awesome.
Wow.
And one time I was watching and I was like, this is so hot. And the girl looked at me. She's like, Isis, are you tested? And I was like, actually, yes. And I walked in on, we're like shooting. I walked in, I showed my test. I was like, here you go. She was like, I went back and I went back in and ate her pussy. And then the guy got hard. Oh my God. She got fucked.
This is so funny because
Real
this
life.
is kind of like what I feel like a lot of people think scenes are like,
And
right?
it's not.
I know, and they're not generally. Think that like everyone gets so turned on that like the crew jumps in and like everyone has an orgy afterwards, and
Yeah.
it's like it's actually not like that. But I guess for you, it sort of is.
Well, I think it's because we have the civilians there.
Yeah,
It's like it, and we have fun.
yeah,
We're like, nothing's scripted. Nothing is, we don't have like a plot or anything.
Mhm.
It's not, hey, the mailman's showing up. It's,
yeah.
hey, this guy's sitting on a couch. He's trying out this, or the girl, whatever. She's
Mhm.
trying out. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, I'm still getting footage.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how it came about.
Have any of the guys or the girls like moved on to like sign with an agency and are like currently
Yes.
working?
Yes. So now that it's been a while, we have connections with a couple talent agencies. And if the guys do really, really well, we send them to those agencies. And
Mhm.
so there's been guys that we have shot for, we call it TXTO for short, but there's guys that we shot for TXTO that are now shooting with big name companies. So
Wow,
it's kind of awesome. And they're signed.
that's great.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're starting your career.
You're
This
like
is
launching
awesome.
careers over here.
Yeah.
I believe you have a trophy for the best tryout. Is that is that right?
Yeah.
Is that like a yearly thing?
Yeah. So every
And-
year we do, whoever
And
did the
then
best.
how does someone earn that?
So you got to come in, and one of my crew members has like this bullet point thing that he takes notes during the whole entire thing. But we're really watching like how their bodies are, how their verbal is, how their dick game is, how their chemistry is, and if they're carrying the scene or if they're making the girl carry. Are they lazy? Is the
Mhm.
girl carrying the scene, or are you actually trying out? Then we grade them at the end. We give them a grade, and it's like A through F.
Mhm.
There's a lot of automatic fails.
What's like an automatic fail that you see come up a lot?
The two automatic fails is that they can't get their dick hard at all.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
granted, yeah.
And it's not fun watching a girl suck on a wet noodle for 2-3 minutes.
It's like
And
a
you don't think
bird
that-
like trying to pull a worm out of the
Yeah,
ground.
I'm like- I'm like, oh, it's just coming out and coming in, going back in, and it's just
God, I've seen that
slippery.
so much.
A wet noodle. I'm like, here we go, spaghetti slurper. Awesome. So that's kind of an automatic fail. There is another automatic fail that the guys love. They're like, look, if you don't come, automatic fail.
Mm,
If you can't complete the scene,
Yeah.
automatic fail. But in my head, also, there's the guys that come in 10 seconds.
that's also a problem.
Automatic fail for me, because now what? Most civilians can't get it up second, third, or fourth time.
Mhm.
So here we are, automatic fail.
Yeah.
But and then we take our grades and we average them out for everybody on crew. And then we give them advice and tips and what to do, and we give them homework to go home and try out again. You want to come back and try it again? We've had people come back, returnings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some people do better, some people do worse.
If there's a guy that really wants to do this and like clearly it's not going to work for him. Maybe he's come back a couple times and tried.
Mhm.
Do you ever just flat out tell them like,
Mhm.
this is not your path?
We're brutally honest.
Mm.
Like to the point where I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you, and sometimes like there's the people that actually truly want to get in the porn industry, and they're like already content creators, and they're like, this is like my big shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why they're there. And then you have the guys that are there to live out a fantasy, like the fantasy of fucking one of their favorite porn stars, or just to do porn itself and tell all their friends, because they've, told me that, like, I can't wait to tell all my friends that I made a porn,
Yeah.
a porno, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's the guys that are virgins, which we've had a couple of virgins.
Oh,
That's
wow.
been fun.
How did that go?
I had a virgin.
Okay.
He did amazing.
Wow.
I talked to him a little bit before. I was like, let me give you some cheat codes here, buddy. He did really, really, really well. He did so well that I would love to have him back. And that was great. Another girl had a virgin, and he just sat there and I asked, like, do you watch porn? Did you study? Did you look at the site? Did you see all the other tryouts? I tell people before they come in, like, you can't go and look at the shoots before you come in, you know? But he just sat there the whole time. And I was like, why are you here wasting my time? And it was just like one of those things. He got his dick sucked by a porn star, couldn't keep it hard, and then just sat there and watched her get fucked. I'm like, if you want to be a cuck, dude, just tell me you want to be a cuck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's room for that.
There's room for that. and that's sometimes why they come down, you know? So there's like all these different reasons that they have in their own head, but just tell me a reason, you know? So then I know what girl to pair you with.
Do you think projects like this reveal more about like sex or more about human psychology?
Human psychology, far and far human psychology. Everybody, you know, has their own idea of what sex should be or how sex should look like. And sex is not the same for everybody. Every single person is different about what they like and what they do and how they view it and what's right and what's wrong and what's dirty and maybe kinky and obscene and vanilla. And everybody has their own, you know, their own ideas of what sex is. And I think something like this really shows how people view sex because that's what they bring in. They bring in what they think it should be.
Right.
And we actually get a lot of guys that come in and they're like trying to make love to the girl and they're just like, oh, like so passionate. And I'm like, do you watch porn? Do you watch porn, my guy? But it's their audition.
Right.
If that's what they want to bring to the table and that's how they want to portray themselves in a sexual manner, that's fine. You know, I might be bored, but hey, that's fine. I think it just shows like how it's viewed. And then when they come in, it breaks their stigma. It breaks their thought process. Because almost every like 80 to 90% of the time at the end, they're like, that's not at all what I thought it was going to be like. It's like so different. And they have a newfound respect for it, actually, which is what I love. I love when people are like, wow, like hands down, bow down to you guys. Like this is way harder than it looks on camera because everybody's at home, like telling me we have the easiest job. Oh, you guys have such an easy job. You just go to work and shoot sex. You just go to work and open your legs and get fucked. I'm like, it's not.
It's not really like that.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
Do you want to come down? See for yourself?
Yeah.
Come try out.
Yeah. Bring that dick on down.
Bring that dick on down. See if you have what it takes. Yep.
So have you ever been genuinely shocked by someone in like a good or a bad way?
On set? Yeah. There's some guys that come in and they have the cockiest attitudes. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a day, but you know, and they just talk themselves up and up and up. And sometimes their cockiness is like their downfall. And I'm like, I think that this guy is going to probably do horrible because he's such a cocky fucking guy.
Yeah. The wrong kind of cocky.
The wrong kind of cocky. Yeah. And I'm just like, and then they come in strong. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he's talking that talk. And then like 5 minutes in, he's like, psh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that was it. That was all his feathers. He just showed all his feathers. He puffed up for 5 minutes. That's it. Got it. Those are the guys that are at home fucking for 5 minutes and coming and not pleasing their partners, I'm going to assume. But, and then there's the guys that come in and they're like shy, kind of nerdy. I love nerds. But they're like a little anxious. And I'm like, it's going to be okay. We're all here to help you. And then they fucking rock a scene. And I'm like, holy shit, who is this person? They're just like so quiet and timid and reserved. And then action. And I'm like, this verbal is crazy that he's doing the positions. This guy really is at home watching a lot of porn and studying. And I am just like, you did great. I am happy for the rest of the day. I'm like, today was a good day. We had a good day. We had a guy that tried out. He did really well. Maybe he only got a B+, but that's room to grow, which means he did great, which means he started the scene, finished the scene, got the pop, got the angles, did almost everything. Probably like 1 or 2 things that could have been changed. He would have gotten an A. And I'm like, put me in, coach. So it's surprising to see like how people's personalities come through once you say action. And yeah, I'm surprised every day. Every time we shoot, I'm like, wow, is this really happening? Or, whoa, that just happened. I love the guys that come in and go, I've watched every single one of the scenes on the website and I'm going to do something that's never been done before.
Oh boy.
That's my favorite.
Of course not.
I'm going to do something that's never been done before. And then they do something that I've seen like a billion times. I'm like, you mean something that you've never done before? Okay.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
Okay, so like I mentioned to most of you guys, I don't have like the extra time to do bonus Q&As on this run just because we're on a super tight schedule. So I apologize for that. But I think we have a couple minutes to sneak in one question from Jeremy. So we're going to do that. Having been in the industry as long as you have, are there any scenes that you did early in your career that you wouldn't do today or that you regretted doing after the fact?
Well, let's go back to my first scene. I never regret my first scene. What I probably wouldn't do now is go and shoot a scene not tested.
Yeah.
That's a big, huge thing right there. We have testing protocol in place for a reason, and it's to keep everybody safe. And I had no idea about that until I went and got tested for the first time. And so that is something I would never, ever, I don't regret it, but I would never, ever do ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's so many platforms and things for us to say like, hey, go get tested, go get tested, go get tested. There wasn't that back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never do that ever again. I would never shoot without a test ever again. And I would never shoot with somebody without a test ever again, a fresh test. And I always tell people, like, don't be afraid to say no. If something doesn't sit with you, stop what you're doing, go take a beat and figure it out. If you want to leave, leave. If you feel uncomfortable, leave. If there's something that doesn't feel good, that you're doing something and you're not feeling right by it, you can say no and you can leave. And I tell people that all the time, whether it's a guy or a girl, however you identify. If you're in the industry, if you're doing anything for money, you can say no. That's it, you know? I'm a TA and talent assistant. Yeah. And there's times I've stopped shoots because I'm like, that person looks uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take them to the side and talk about it. And I find out maybe they have something going on in their personal life. And I'm like, you know, you can also take a break, take a beat. You don't have to push yourself through things because sometimes you're just going to hurt yourself or, you know, sit in your car and cry and feel yucky. But you can say no. You can stop what you're doing. You can reassess the situation. If it's something that maybe your co-partner doesn't know, you can say, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing this. And they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you didn't like having your hair pulled or, you know, your nipple touched.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's been such a pleasure. I know we've talked about this for so long, getting you on, so I'm glad that it worked out.
And every time I see you, I'm like, oh, we should. I know. But I'm so busy.
I totally get it. But so this worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
So can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
If you want to see my stuff, everything's either Invisible Stardust or Isis Love, a game, my Twitch. I love playing video games with my nerdy gamer friends out there. My pages are all Invisible Stardust or Isis Love. It's like the easiest way for them to find me. But if you want to fuck me, you can come down to XXXTryout.com and see if you have what it takes. So That's what it is. Yeah. Come and fuck me. That's the only company I'm shooting for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's good because you own it.
Yeah. Well, I own part of it, but yeah.
But partially or more
mine.
of that than like other companies, right?
Yeah. I have a lot of sweat equity put in. Yeah. If you're anybody in the industry that wants to see if, you know, they have what it takes to come and be a porn star or just to fuck your favorite porn star in a safe and friendly environment, we're here for you. We'll hold your hand all the way to the couch. And then we let go.
Love it. Bring that dick on down.
Bring that dick on down. Or that pussy. We auditioned girls. We had a girl audition yesterday.
Of course.
I think she's going to be big.
Oh, great.
I can't wait to say she was on our set first.
That's amazing.
We broke her into the industry. Well, she did it. It was her audition. For people that do want to try out, we do have our studios in Las Vegas. People can come out here and come to our Las Vegas studio. But we also do tryouts during AVN. We do tryouts during Exotica. So we travel to all the Exoticas and we do tryouts there. So it's a lot of fun because sometimes the first day of Exotica, you come and you see your favorite porn star there. You can actually go get tested. You can apply right there, right then and there. Go get tested, get your test back, and we set the shoot up. And it's wild. It's a wild fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
amazing.
If you see us out and about, just ask, how do I apply? Or just go to the website, apply. It's right there.
And you guys can, of course, find me on Instagram, on X at Holly Randall. Join patreon.com/Holly Randall Unfiltered to support the podcast, get access to these episodes live streamed. Not this one, just because we're at AVN and the hotel Wi-Fi's. But all my other podcasts get early access, be able to submit these questions, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.